Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. This episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real, relevant, and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. How are you, Dr. Tina Ramsay over there?
I am doing amazingly awesome because I'm here with you.
Well, I'm doing amazingly awesome because I'm here with you. So we're on the same page. Where are you located?
In the beautiful South Carolina. It's sunny today, so it's great.
Yes, today there's a lot of sun coming in on me too. I actually see a little, it's like a halo effect on my head. It's like, I'll take it as that, even though it's sun glaring in. Well, good. Okay. Well, I'm in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, so it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh man, guess what? One thing I never do before I go live, but you and I both know we were having some technical stuff backstage, but I always say a word of prayer. I never go live without a word of prayer before we hit that live button. So guess what, everybody? You are all going to benefit from this right now because I believe wholeheartedly in prayer, and I want to say a quick word of prayer with you as my guest, if you don't mind. Okay. Heavenly Father, Lord, I just thank you so much for allowing my special guest, Dr. Tina, to be with me today. Lord, I'm asking you to just allow our gifts and our talents to be able to continue to salt this earth. And everything that you have entrusted us with, Lord, allow it to be a blessing to the viewers and to the listeners of today's broadcast. Let it change lives, Lord. And thank you for allowing us to be the vehicles that bring this change about. I pray this in Jesus' name, and you can pray it in whomever name you do, Dr. Tina. And for all of our viewers, I pray God's blessings over you as well.
Thank you.
So there you have it. I do this every show, it doesn't matter what your spiritual belief is. I just automatically pray in Jesus' name myself, and you can pray in whomever your name that you believe in. And guess what? It's no condemnation from me at all, one way or the other. Everybody can hang their souls on whatever they choose, and that's our right in life, if that makes sense. All right. So today, everybody, listen, I can see you all already coming in the studio audience. Let's see who's coming in right quick. And I see you. Good morning. Good morning to you. And thank you so much. I see that you're praying along with us. Good morning, everyone. I see you. And make sure if you all want me to acknowledge you by name, because some of you may not have given the permissions, just go ahead and type your name in right at the beginning of your comment, and I'll acknowledge your name as well. But to all of our virtual studio audience members, thank you for being here today. And we don't take this for granted that you are a part of today's broadcast in the studio audience. Without you, the show wouldn't be what it is. How can we bring balance to the world if there's no world of people to even listen to the tips? So today's guest is going to share some phenomenal tips with you all, and her story. I don't know all of the details, so I'm going to grab my cloth too. Everybody know if you've seen anything about me, you see these black cloths every once in a while, and I can't wait to hear what your story consists of. So everyone, grab your virtual seats, share the broadcast, share the broadcast, share the broadcast. Don't let anybody miss a moment of today's story. We're talking with a woman who's gone from being paralyzed, memory loss, and lots of other things to becoming a best-selling author. So we're going to take just 30 seconds to tag and invite our friends, and then we're going to get started with today's show. Go ahead and tag your friends now. That's so crazy. Every time I do this, I can never tag enough people. It's like, forget it. I hope y'all tagged all you wanted, because that's it. Listen, today we are talking with Coach Tina Ramsay. She is a serialpreneur of 4 Google 5-star rated businesses. 5-star rated businesses, y'all. Okay, that's hard to get. Global speaker, 2-time best-selling author, certified VCM coach, IMDb producer, promoter, WYN USA ambassador. She's a TV host, #1 podcast specialist, and 2021 nominee for top influencer for media, journalism, PR, marketing, and branding. Y'all, we got somebody in this house today. We have none other than Tina Ramsay. Glad to have you here today, Tina.
Glad to be here with you as well. And thank you for having me on your show, because I love it, by the way. And we share something in common. My maiden name is Jacobs.
Okay, well, I'm married into Jacobs, but it'll be my name, I'm sure, at this point for life. But my maiden name was Jackson. And so Kimberly Jackson Jacobs is my name.
Okay.
So do you have family in the South Carolina area?
Everywhere. South Carolina, North Carolina, New York, Georgia, all over.
So you probably are somehow related to that whole Jacobs
I know. That's why I'm looking at you like,
like you could be cousins, right?
Family tree a little bit.
Well, I want to make sure that we start off just by talking right from the beginning. There was like an invisible sickness that occurred. And I want to talk about what that was in your life, because you were unaware of some of the things that transpired that brought you to that level of sickness. Talk to us about that.
Well, it happened when I was 25 years old. So to the time when we are finding ourselves, we're growing, we're doing, if you're going to college, if you're doing family, whatever, that's the time where you're not thinking about health problems, And so many people are like, well, how did this happen? Because I was always, and still is, a very health conscious person. So everything that the book journals tell you about health, exercise, and diet, making sure that you can keep all that together. Yeah, I did that. So for me to have a stroke, it did not make any type of sense. I mean, yes, I did have some underlying health issues like asthma. Later on, I found out about mitral valve prolapse, which is leaky heart valves.
Right.
But I had those issues. However, I lived a very healthy life, my weight and everything like that. And so it was just a shock to have a stroke. And due to that stroke, they put me on like 14 different medications, 4 different inhalers, because basically I lived my life to go back and forth to these specialists. They're still dumbfounded as to what happened. I just basically went to sleep one night. And when I woke up, I was paralyzed from the waist down. Not only was I paralyzed from the waist down, but I lost a whole year of my life. So during that time, I had just became a new mom. My daughter was 6 months old when I had my stroke. So I was a new mother, first time mom, and I had no connection with my daughter. Absolutely no connection, because I didn't even remember that I even had her, number one. And number two, the only people that I could remember was, first of all, God. I remember my husband and my parents, right? I may not could have remembered like different situations, but I tell you what, one thing I always remember was the scriptures, the songs, and everything like that. I like to this day, but everything else I had to work through. And it was very difficult being 25 years old. And then you're going to places with ones that's 70, 80, 90 years old, having those problems. And every time you're going in these rooms and these specialists, and they're saying, baby, why are you here?
Right. Wait. Oh my goodness. Because see, I knew you had a stroke based on reading your bio, but I didn't know what happened. And so I don't like to, just so you all know, in order for me to really be in the moment for real with you guys in the studio audience, I like to kind of go on the journey with the person like this. And so you went to bed, just a regular day from what you remember. It was just a regular day.
Regular day, no problems, no like numbness, no heart palpitations, it was just a regular day. Nothing that would signify going to sleep, waking up and being paralyzed. It was so like out of the norm, like a medical mystery, that when I was going to all of these specialists and doctors, they were saying that I was a hypochondriac, that I was making this up just to get attention. But yet all the tests came back normal. But when they looked at me, they was like, this girl cannot walk. They was literally stabbing me in the leg with needles, trying to say, okay, must be psychosis. And I'm like, no, I want to walk. So literally going to doctor, because the test was reading one thing, but the body was doing another thing, and the limbs were here. Yeah. And so I had to go through a lot of trauma, turmoil, trying to understand what was going on. And then all these professional doctors that were not supportive, they was like, in other words, trying to tell me it was me. And I was like, but your tests, those particular tests that was dealing with the nerves and stuff, they were seeing that things was wrong, but they just could not make it make sense on a medical standpoint. And so I went through a lot where I pretty much got to the point where I had to make this choice whether I wanted to live or die. Because even though physically I was still alive, but mentally and emotionally, I was at such a low place. And then I'm looking at my daughter and I'm just like, and I was kind of like in a fog. And so one day I was sitting down because my husband and my parents had to literally wash me, feed me. But like me and my daughter both had to get taken care of. And so I'm like, how did I get here? And so basically, one day I was sitting down in the lazy boy. My daughter was in her playpen. She had no emotion on her face, no emotion. And I saw her playing with her toy and I just started crying. It was like I came back to Tina because I had lost her. And I looked at her and I said, I don't want people telling my daughter how her mother was. I want her to know how her mother is. And that's when I start fighting and I start getting into like working with my mind, praying and asking God to help me and work through whatever it is that I was going through. And slowly but surely, my husband never gave up, by the way. There was like, she ain't gonna never walk again, all this other stuff. My mom, she's a heavy prayer, everybody. And my husband would exercise my legs every single day. Every single day, he would exercise my legs. And he was massaging my feet. He was like, you're going to be all right. You're going to walk again, because I was a dancer. I danced and everything like that. He was like, you're going to be fine. My first initial moment of knowing that everything was going to be okay. And I'm getting
You're going to stop right there. You're going to stop right there. You're going to stop right there. We're going to take a commercial break.
Yeah.
And I want you to come back with that emotion and pour everything into this show to share what was that turning moment for you, Tina Ramsay, after being in the bed in the hospital, going through tests, having a baby, not knowing your baby at that level, having a husband that believes in you, having a mama that believes in you. Everybody's believing in you. The doctors are blaming you in this regard. What was the defining moment that was like, that's it, I'm back? When we come back, right after this commercial break, you're going to hear from Tina Ramsay about that turning moment.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
And we are back. We're back with Dr. Tina Ramsay, and you've already heard some of her dynamic story. She was paralyzed from where? The waist down?
Waist down.
From the waist down, could not move, and baffled doctors because scientifically they could not figure out why this was happening to a 25-year-old, otherwise healthy woman. Tina, tell us what that defining moment was for you.
The defining moment was my daughter. When I looked at her that day, it was like an inner out of body experience. And I saw that she was alive, but she wasn't living because she needed her mother.
Mm.
And although her mother was lost, but my love for her pushed me that I had to fight for her, because at the moment I had stopped fighting for myself. So looking at her and saying, I don't want my daughter to be without her mother, even though I love my husband, I love my mom, I love my dad. And of course, I could not be here without God, but it was my love for my daughter and that God allowed me to start pulling and start feeling small little connections with my daughter, because we had a very traumatic pregnancy, delivery with her as well. We almost died. And so some of that started coming to my memory, and I was like, this is happening to me, but it's not for me. I have to walk through this. I don't understand why I'm going through all of this, but it's a purpose, all right? And so through all of that, my first initial moment knowing that it was going to be okay was that I got a pain in my foot, and I hadn't felt a pain. You know, normally we don't want to feel aches and pains. Normally we don't want to feel aches and pains. But let me tell you something, Kim. When I felt that pain in my foot, I was like, oh my God. And then more pain started coming. And I was like, keep the pain coming. Because normally when I'm in pain, you know, I take some of the doctor medicine to try, you know, to stop it. But that pain was such a great thing. And slowly but surely, I started gradually going from being in a wheelchair to being in a walker to walking with a cane, until eventually one day my mother-in-law came over and she saw me walking with the cane, and she was like, you got to stop walking with the cane. And I was like, no, I can't. Wow. And she literally took my cane away and had me at one end of the hall, and she was at the other, and she was like, now walk to me. And I said, I can't. She said, no, you can. You did not make it this far to that. And so I literally, and that's when I started walking. And so I just stopped walking with the cane. I would have to hold my husband's arm or my parents' arm when I was walking, but still I was walking by myself because my leg would drag. Everything on the right side of my body was, even though I was paralyzed from the waist down, I still had mobile issues on the right side, you know, due to the stroke. And so I just kept walking, and people was like dumbfounded, was like, how in the world is this girl walking? God. That simple. And people like, well, it got to be more God, mindset change, and believing that I could. Because one thing people have to understand is that you have to believe the impossible in order for the impossible to happen. You have to believe it. And once I started getting into myself to really believe, because I know what the Bible say, I read it. I have read it so many times. I still read it as a Christian because it keeps me going. Like I said, when I had my stroke, I forgot everything except my mom, dad, and husband. And everything that I remember in detail was God, my relationship with him, and the Bible. That's the only thing I could hold on to, and songs that from the Bible, you know, that's the only thing I held on to. So even though I lost myself, I never lost him. And even though I felt like I felt a little bit like Job. I felt like something was going on that I wasn't aware of, that was around me, that I just didn't understand everything, but I still need to remain faithful to God. And so through all of that, I was able to not only get off 14 medications and 4 inhalers over a period of time, I was able to figure out how the body works and how to use food to heal the body and not just satisfy your hunger. So that's how every single one of those 5-star rated businesses came about, because of a problem that I had that with God's help, I was able to solve. And so the Heal the Honey Pot, that came along because I suffered for 25 years with a terrible cycle. And the doctors was like, you're just one of the millions of women that just have terrible cycles. There's nothing medically wrong with you. It's just that you just suffer more. I knew it wasn't right. I'm like, this cannot be normal for women to be missing work and school and young girls. This is not normal. I don't care what nobody say.
No, that's not. You're right.
Yeah. And so I'm like, but all the evidence, all the medical journals said that, it's a percentage of women that just go through all this. I didn't have fibroids. I didn't have all the things that should signify I should have that issue. So I'm like, but God brought me back to my daughter again. Me and my daughter, even though I have a son, my daughter and I, it's like my life and hers is so like intact. And then my son came along and he just glued everything together. It was my children saved my life. And so my daughter, when she got her cycle, I didn't even think a person could suffer as much as I suffer with my cycle, because I just didn't think it was possible. My daughter suffered more than me. And once again, I said, I will not have my daughter suffer 25 years like I've been suffering.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
Not on my watch. And I started researching. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that my husband was in the background searching, looking up stuff about women's cycles and pain and how to help. I didn't know. So we ended up, he ended up seeing some video that he showed me about menstrual cycle, 2 men talking about cycles and the pain and stuff. But I'm like, what do you mean talking about women's cycles? And so we ended up going to a meeting in Columbia, South Carolina. I ended up buying the product, ended up meeting the CEO of the company. And there you have it. I started Heal the Honey Pot, start collaborating with the Girl Scouts of America because I'm one of the community partners. I created a whole program educating, start going to different women conferences, being speakers, talking about menstrual health, menopause, women issues, embracing and empowering us and helping with the mindset. And that started the healthehoneypot.com, all of that. And writing books about the different things, or ebooks rather. That started that. Then later on, what happened is I had a problem. I started my business with Heal the Honey Pot, but I noticed that although I had amazing products and services, and I was making an impact, but it wasn't as great as I wanted to make it, because I knew all women and girls need to know about it. And so basically what happened is it dawned on me, it don't matter how great your products and services is if no one knows that you exist.
That's the bottom line. That's why I'm telling y'all to share the broadcast, right?
Yes,
it does not matter that we have Dr. Tina Ramsay, 4-time 5-star Google review queen, Paralyzed before, and now is a multi-serial best-selling author, here to share her story. If you don't share the broadcast, share it out. So people get exposed to this.
Exactly. And so and that's why I started Epic Business Leaders. I'm the founder, which is bringing business leaders together from all over the world virtually in order to collaborate, network, and just really position. And then later on, of course, I've been doing lives ever since 2013, but I decided to turn it into a show after a friend said, girl, you should make this a TV show. I'm like, girl, please. So after that, I did it as a joke to prove her wrong. Like, okay, I'm gonna do Heal the Honey Pot TV.
What is it called?
Heal the Honey Pot TV.
Heal the Honey Pot TV, y'all. Make sure that you tune in to Dr. Tina Ramsay. When can they catch that, Dr. Ramsay?
Well, I have to tell you, because later on we changed it to the Tina Ramsay Show and Podcast, because men start tuning in, and it was like, we need somebody to help us with prostate health, knee pain,
right?
Pains. And so that's when the Tina Ramsay Show and Podcast, which is it's a buildup from the Heal the Honey Pot TV. But I didn't think it was going to catch on where people start watching all the time, right? And so the joke was really on me. The joke was really
it was for you to be able to start using your gifts and talents and sharing them with the world. So you can go to CTR Media Network.com, CTR Media Network.com. That's for the podcast listeners, in case you're not seeing it right here on, obviously you're not seeing it on the screen if you're a podcast listener. So make sure that you know you can go to C, T as in Tom, R as in Ready, Network, Media Network.com, CTR Media Network.com, and you'll be able to check out the different podcasts that are available with Dr. Tina Ramsay. All right, this is incredible information that you're already sharing. When we come back, I would like for you to talk to us about being a 2-time best-selling author, and let's talk about those books, as well as what does VCM, because I never got the answer to that. What does VCM certified coach mean? Because I'm sure everybody, hey, y'all, type your questions type your questions right quick. I have a list of some things I might ask, but it'd be great if you type your own questions too, so that we can pull out some of these answers from Dr. Tina Ramsay right after this commercial break. Okay. All right, everybody. Glad to see you. I see you saying watching from Canada, Pastor Keith. It's a great pleasure to have you watching all the way from Canada. Thank you so much for taking this broadcast internationally. We appreciate your support. All right, right after this commercial break, we'll hear those answers.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements. And we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone. And we are back with Dr. Tina Ramsay. And we're going to find out what about two-time selling author. Talk to us about that.
Actually, that happened. I've been writing books for a very long time, but to be honest with you, all this confidence that you guys see in me now was not the person that I have been. So the books is something that always made me afraid, right? I write books. I write poetry, but I kept them to myself, a very small, to certain people. So writing the books was therapeutic for me. There was co-author collaborations because I didn't just want to start a book by myself, even though I got so many in the back, which I'll be getting some later. But I started with co-authors, being a co-author, and we went #1 bestseller, The Queen Experience. And I was telling some of my journey with Heal the Honeypot. That later got picked up by Sheen Magazine, and then they picked all this stuff up. And I was like, wow, okay. And so then that turned to another book, being a part of another book collaboration, Girls on Fire. Good. And then it led to Manifest Your True Excellence. It's so many different books that I don't even mention.
Oh, yeah, I see a whole bunch of them over here on this page. So I'm seeing a bunch of different authors.
And then I've got podcasts, and I write about podcasts and helping one start. All of my stuff, like I said, all started because of a problem I had. I was able to solve it with God's help. Then I go out and say, how many other people need this help? And I provide stuff for people cost effectively to help them to go from who is that to how can I book you, that sort of speak. That's what CTR Media is. It's a conglomerate of wellness, coaching, podcasting, TV, publishing, to get the everyday person doing extraordinary things out to millions,
That's good.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's real good. And now I know right now that you are a part of a new book project that's out, and I want to put that up as well. Let me make sure I add that over here to the screen, because I want to make sure that people get a chance to see about being a woman on a mission. There are some things that you feel every woman should take along with them, and that's some affirmations. So affirmations for a woman on a mission. Talk to us about this.
Well, this book is the visionary behind this book is the amazing Tiffany D. Bell. And when this came about, for me, I love scriptures. I read scriptures all the time. But then I started looking into powerful quotes and different things that coincide with the scriptures that I love. The scripture was Jeremiah 10:23, which talks about allowing God to direct your steps. And so for me, with all of this transitioning, with being paralyzed, having memory loss, rebirthing and using my pain in order to build 4 or 5-star Google rated businesses, and then TV shows and helping other people to live their dreams, God did that. He did all that for me. And so I just want to give back and just tell them a little bit about Tina. Because a lot of times in social media, it can be a little distorted. They just see all the success, but they don't hear about the struggle. So they feel like if they're going through something, then they're probably not on the right path. But I'm going to tell you something. How you know you're on the right path is when you having those challenges and those struggles. Because if it's too easy, it's not good. Because through those challenges, you learn resilience. And through those challenges, no one can't tell you this don't work because you already done it, right?
You know it, right?
that's why the affirmations is so important to me. It was the first time I connected scripture with positive affirmations of different quotes from history to put them in one spot and for them to see a little bit in the windows of my life, little bits and pieces until I lead into my own personal, I call it memoir.
Yes. Well, I do have a question from a studio audience member. Shayna Asby said, how long have you been serving the community?
Over 25 years.
Over 25 years. So she is well versed in serving the community and welcome
in various ways: health and wellness, education, special needs advocate, homeschooler, teaching people how to read the Bible in their own language, teaching people how to read, all of that for 25. And I was a volunteer. No one paid me to do this. I did this for 25 years, over. And I did it alongside my husband and my parents and my children. So, of course, they're not 25, but the children. But yeah, for 25 years, it's just a part of me.
It's just built into who you are.
Our family foundation is servitude and volunteer work and putting God first. Matthew 6:33, seeking first the kingdom. So, and all the things will be added to you, including your health. Okay, I mean,
your health speaks volumes for that belief system. Okay? Yes. Well, all you got to do is definitely share your story and be like, and even in health, he can restore you. What a beautiful thing. Why are you considered the #1 podcast specialist?
They gave me that name, to be honest. I'm just claiming it. Because I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's so many amazing people that are podcasters, so many amazing people that have TV shows like yourself. But my following, my audience actually gave me that title. And so being that they gave me that title, I decided to walk in it, even though I say, wow, #1, that's kind of like powerful. But I mean, so I just did it for them because they gave it to me. I didn't give it to myself. And because I teach people, I teach them how to monetize their podcast. I teach them how to get it out. I teach them all different things about podcasting and how to look at it as a business. Because listen, people, this TV stuff, digital and podcasting, this is not no hobby. This is multiple streams of income you can be making from the comfort of your home or just from your cell phone.
That's right. Way to go. You know exactly what you're talking about, Dr. Tina. Yes, Lord. And so now you say you create and help epic business leaders. Talk to us about that. When we come back after this commercial break, I want to hear more about the whole epic business leaders. I see you, Shayna. Glad to have you today. And Shayna said, wow, that was a great answer. So she wanted to know how long you've been serving the community. Listen, we're going to continue to talk more with Dr. Tina Ramsay right after this commercial break. Stay in your virtual seats and go ahead and just invite more people to hear the rest of this broadcast. We look forward to hearing more of your story, Dr. Tina, right when we come back after this commercial break.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work with Hunter and Average. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
All right, we're back. And so Dr. Tina, talk to us about this epic business leaders.
Well, I started it about a year ago. Well, we just had our 1-year anniversary, December 14th.
Okay.
The group. And so it was basically putting all of us together, putting amazing TV hosts, podcasters, business owners together from all over the world from a virtual standpoint, so that we can collab and work together and not compete. Even if we do the same thing, it doesn't matter because all of us bring something different to the table.
I agree.
A mindset shift, so to speak, and being able to keep the dollars within the community circulating amongst us, amongst our group, and also the power of affiliation along with recommendation. So that everybody's be making money, at the same time, but yet making a positive impact. And if you don't know how to make money off your gifts, then we have myself and other experts. And then later on, I decided to collaborate with one of the members in the group. And so now they are the co-CEO. It's two of us now. It's another woman. So it's Dr. Felicia Golden Grimes. We are collaborating. And people have been coming at me for a very long time about, I want to be, in position to work and, to do this. And I was like, no. Some big people are like, no, this is my baby. No. but you can be a part, you can moderate, you can do different stuff like that. I let you, go and teach, but not part of the business, like that part. But this woman, let me tell you, Felicia Golden Grimes, Dr. Felicia Golden Grimes, she was there from the beginning. And no one never knew it. She helped me build it. She helped me grow it. And she never asked for anything. And I'm talking, she just volunteered.
Right.
When things that I needed done, she done. Of course, I have my husband. He is always like the other CEO of whatever I'm doing.
Right.
However, it was a push for me to collaborate with anybody on this level because I had to trust, because I've been hurt so many times by various people that made me want to be like, no. But she proved herself in so many different ways. So it's not just me anymore. It's her and I. It's our business now. I founded it. But she is now co-CEO, and she's an amazing coach, academic professor, and she brings so much to the table. And now we're bringing more people into the fold to keep it going, because it's more than just about me. I built it, but I built it for everyone else so that it can be an outlet, a resource, to position all of us at the end of the day.
That's good.
Get that visibility, find that next partner, so I'm happy. And I wanted everyone to know that they're epic. That's why I named it Epic Business Leaders, because
I love it.
Yeah. That's why I did it.
I love that. Look, you know what? With you being paralyzed at 25 years old, I can imagine that you had some friends along this journey. By 25, you have pretty much your friends that's going to be your friends for life, right? Mm-hmm. I wonder, because this is a question that's running through my head, and I dare not get off of the show and not have a question in my own head that I didn't get answered. Did your friends kind of rally towards you and support you on this journey, or were you on an island by yourself? Because you had complete memory loss.
Let me use, I'm about to break my grammar. Sorry, Professor Felicia Golden Grimes. I'm a child. Okay, I had some that did, but the ones that I thought that was going to be there, they weren't. And that really shocked me. It was a very painful time in my life for the ones that I fought hard for. They can call me any time of day. I would drop everything that I would do, and I would do whatever it is for them, their children, their family, anything. And when that happened to me, they scattered. Similar to when Jesus was taken and then his disciples kind of scattered. Similar to that, very few people stayed. And it was such a traumatic experience for me to be not only going to a place and I'm sitting at the exact same table they're sitting at, and they walk past me and go to the other end of the table and just stare. Never say hello, never ask, girl, how you doing? Can I help you with nothing? They came back after I started walking, talking, building myself up. And I'm like, Judas, no, ma'am. No, sir.
You said no, ma'am. No, sir.
You already showed yourself. And I believe you, just like the beautiful Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are,
believe them. Believe them.
Believe them. So it taught me some various different things. But yeah, it was those people that I didn't feel that was in those close positions with me, like really that I'd really built relationships with. Right. It was those people that came and rallied and did so much for me and my family. And it also birthed new friendships and relationships. They came during the turmoil, and we're still connected to this day. So it had some challenges, but then it also reflected some not so great things. People in my life that looked like an angel of light, but they really weren't. They looked like they were my friends, but they really weren't. They was those type of people that were there when things are good, but when things are bad, you was of no service to them. And so that was a very difficult time for me. Yeah, to say the least. And it tested my faith with God too, because some of these people were people that profess to love God and serve God like myself. And I'm like, how can you do that? But that's a part of being tested. I pray for them. I love them, but I just realized that they are not for me. And the journey with us has expired. It expired. Yeah. I'm very honest and transparent. You're not going to get me coming on sugarcoating. I'm going to tell it like it is. It's my experience.
Right.
It's my true story. I don't feel that me coming on and doing anything any less will help anybody. I need people to see that in order for me to be there, I had to suffer here. I had to go through all these things. Because many people say, "Oh, you the influence 2021." I'm like, listen, honey, I don't really focus on that. I'm constantly working on the next thing. I'm happy and appreciative, but I'm not them titles. I'm appreciative. Thank you. It's amazing. But
I love it. I love that. I love that philosophy, because you're like, one key thing that you just said is that you're focusing on the next thing. So you really don't seem like you get just immersed with the minutia or the way down, the paralysis, the memory loss, all of the stuff that could take people out mentally. You went on and grabbed hold of yourself and pressed forward. And that takes a special kind of gift, in my opinion. How do you encourage other people that may be experiencing even half of what you've experienced or a third of what you experienced, but they really feel like the weight is too heavy for them to bear? How do you encourage them to move on some kind of way?
Well, I can't speak from any other way but from my relationship with God. So from whomever motivates you, you can pull from that. But for me, I can only speak from personal experience. For me, when I surrender and allow God to guide my steps, like Jeremiah 10:23 says, and when I drop in Psalms 55:20-22, where he says, throw your burdens, on him. Because what I used to do, I would throw my burdens to God, but then I would go pick them up and say, well, then I can handle it, And so for me, this rebirth, for me, it was a period of me being totally submissive, surrendering to the process and allowing God to truly direct my steps and navigate my life. And even if I do make a misstep, allowing him to get me back on focus and realize I'm not perfect. I have the best intentions, but sometimes everything just don't turn out the way that you intended. But don't waddle in that. You just keep on moving, because your story is not for you. It's happening to you, but it's not for you. It's for you so that you can make a positive impact in the world, so that you can help change people's lives and give them hope. Hope is a 4-letter word that once you tap into it, no one can stop you. Your life circumstances, your challenges, financial, that hope will keep you going, even when everyone else has left you, forgot about you, mishandled you. The hope will get you through that, along with my faith in God, because he doing this. He's just using me. I'm like his little like a ventriloquist have a dummy. I'm the dummy. He just telling me what to say. Like I'm just humble at the fact that he's using me in such a profound way. I mean, I'm just a girl, a South Carolina girl with a country twang. Didn't never think I'll be speaking on these big stages, doing all these books, having my own TV network and podcast network. Me? No, but he saw differently. And so I just want people to know their worth, because for a very long time, I didn't know my worth. I didn't put a value on what I do. I was overworked, underpaid, and frustrated for a very long time. And once I learned the value of what God, the gifts that he gave me, and understood that it was not wrong to put a price on it. It wasn't wrong. It didn't make me any less Christian to put a price on what he blessed me to do. And so, because that helps me take care of my family and also allows me to continuously help people. And so I had to understand my worth because a very long time I had very, very low self-esteem, very, very low self-worth, no confidence, period, and allowed people to use me. And I got mad at them, but you know what it was? I allowed it. So it wasn't their fault. It was actually my fault because people only can do to you what you allow them to do. That's point blank. They only can do to you what you allow them to do. So if they're using you for your intellectual integrity and they're using you for what you can do, your influence, you allowed it. So you're going to have to cut them bound. You're going to set boundaries for yourself, standards for yourself, and be firm on your position.
That's right.
Everybody's not going to like it, but at the end of the day, it's you. And then with me building continuously making sure God is first, family next, and business last.
That's good. That's good. Good advice. Family, business, and you said God first, then family, then
God,
business.
family, business. Yes.
God, family, and business.
Yeah.
God, let's put that. God, family,
business.
Business.
Because as I was building these 5-star rated businesses, business started going first, and I didn't realize that it gradually started going from third to second to first because you get so consumed because I really love what I do. See, that's the thing. I love what I do. And I was like, whoa, when the last time you picked up the Bible and read the scripture? Whoa, when the last time you stopped and had like really meditated and prayed? Whoa, when is then I was like, whoa, hold up. Listen, this is firm. You will not have any consultation meeting TV show with me on Wednesday. You will not have any meeting consultation TV show with me during my morning worship. It's no negotiations. I don't care how much money is on the table. I don't care who it is. I don't care. He the number one.
Yes.
He number one. So I had to really, because I love helping people, so I can get my whole day crowded.
Right, just consume you, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
I set the boundaries.
But I agree. You have to have those set parameters in place, and that's a good. I see you, Mother Harper, too. Mother Harper is on. She is 84 years old now, and she's figured out how to tune in and be a part of the virtual studio audience of the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you so much, Mother Harper.
Yes. Thank you.
Listen, if you all have any questions, what were you going to say to Mother Harper?
I said, what an honor to be 85 years young. You know, the Bible talks about if you reach to 70, you are mighty. But if you reach to 80, you are mighty, mighty. And she lived past 84.
Yep. Mighty.
Yes, she is blessed, okay? Because that's amazing. And she on this tech too? Like, okay.
You know what? Yes, don't be trying to think technology gonna hold her down, and that's a beautiful thing because really age does not define whether you have the capability to be able to be on platforms like this or to share your story or your gifts with the world. And there's still daylight in her life. We should all work while it's day. Because we don't know when midnight's going to come and when nighttime's going to come in our lives. So I am excited about you being here today. So I wanted to ask you another question. Let me think. How do you feel about having your own network? I wanted to ask you about that.
Surreal.
Describe it. Because I know it's like, when I say, how do you feel about having your own network? What does that entail? What does it look like? Give us some more. What in the world? You have a whole network, not just a channel?
Well, although I am on several other networks, I wanted to provide a way that everyday people doing extraordinary things can share their business, their mission, have that evergreen effect, and have it cost effectively. Because TV podcasts can be very expensive. So I wanted to be able to provide a way of access to the everyday person. So those new business owners, those ones that maybe not new, but they just realize I need to make a digital imprint.
Right.
And so we provide it very cost effectively. And if they can't afford it, we do it month-to-month payments, which is when people find out how much I'm actually charging for them to take their TV show and flip it to a podcast on my network, they're like, what? And I say, yeah, I'm on a mission. This is mission driven. So if someone do not want to do it, it's only because they don't want to do it, because money is not the factor, because it's not that much. And so I'm like, okay, come on, join, lock hands. We building this, our own Spotify, Black owned Spotify. And everybody can like benefit from it. So most people don't have websites. We take care of that. You'll have your website. You looking for leads, they can contact you. We'll let you know, like, hey, this person want to be on the Mother's Place. They just reached out to say they like your episode. You need to contact them. Here's the information. We handle everything. The biggest problem for people with podcasting and TV is that they get nervous about handling the tech of it, you know?
That's right. That's right.
And so we handle all that for you. Once we do the initial setup, you just go keep making your content, and we are the one making sure everything is filtered on the network, making sure your things pop up, and it's also cost effective. People are like, what, dog, y'all managing all this and you only charging that? Like, it's I'm like, yes, this is the mission. This is what God got me doing at this point in time. And I'm listening to, I'm taking my assignment. I understand my assignment. I'm doing what he said. Now, sometimes I be saying like, God, really? Well, I mean, really? But hey, he ain't steer me wrong yet. And he ain't gonna never steer me wrong. So I don't understand what everything he want me to do. I just do it.
Just be obedient and do it. That is so good. How do people get signed up to learn more about your network?
Well, they can go look at the network at ctrmedianetwork.com. They can also contact me because I have my show on there as well with some other ones. We have some more shows that's going to be coming, and they can do a consultation, a 15-minute, just to find out if we're a right fit. And they can also go to Coach Tina Ramsay, that's SAY.com, and they can see all the various services that we provide. Now, I do have TV and web TV training on there. That is not what I'm talking about. You're going to have to contact me directly. I do not have that price out online because I don't want the masses. I just want the few. We're building a movement.
Well, I'm gonna take people over to the CTR Media Network right quick, because I know sometimes you get caught up and busy or whatever. I want to show you guys right quick how professional this is and how exciting it is of an opportunity for you. So here are some of the shows that's on CTR Media Network. And we're put my glasses back on so I can read everything here. Okay, the Tina Ramsay show is there and podcast. So all you have to do is go to CTRmedianetwork.com. You'll be able to check out her podcast. You have Melanated Homeschooling Families podcast. I'm going to check that out because since I'm a homeschool mom, and I'm definitely going to be checking that podcast out and subscribe to it as well. And that's by Coach Tina Ramsay as well. EBL TV, Epic Business Leaders. You have Homeschooling and Oils, Felicia Golden Grimes show and podcast, Hush, No More Champions, CTR Enterprises Network and Friends podcast, The Trucking, Women Empowerment podcast by She Trucking. Trucking is all that, y'all. If you don't know about African-American women that own trucking businesses, I'm a part of their actual Facebook group too. Leveling Up, the podcast. And I see the Mother's Place. Yes. And I don't know if you know this, but I started a Mother Dreamer movement, Dr. Tina. And so it's a group of mothers that we all have goals and dreams that we encourage and inspire in each other to be able to have them become a reality, even though we're raising them.
You. The Mother's Place is a good place for all of you because that's what she focuses on. Yeah,
we want to hear it. We want to hear it. And then broadcasting with the Boss Lady Star. Pour up your cup and vibe on come get bodied with Boss Lady Star, discussing proper planning. All right. So lots of different programs and near different episodes. Identity Crisis, Hush, No More Champions, Season 3, A Letter to the Family, Leveling Up podcast. That's all some good stuff here. So all kinds of episodes. You want to check that out at ctrmedianetwork.com. Wow.
When you click on each individual podcast, it takes you to their own website. So it's very organized, and we do all of this behind the scenes for them. And those are not all the podcasts. We have some other ones. We have Fearless that's coming over. We about being fearless. We have a whole lot of different ones that are going to be coming over. But these were just the first ones that we put out. We're super excited about it because it's finally a true network of everyday people doing extraordinary things. And everybody has influence. Everybody is influential. Everybody has influence. It's just some people get noticed more than others. Well, this is about putting eyeballs on everybody, okay? And sharing the information and having a just a buffet of a great content. And you can pick and choose, and you can listen for free. You can listen for free. I did that intentionally. I did not want to. This is the year that I don't want you to have any excuses. We're working very hard to put people in position to get this access to this information so that you can change your life to whatever you want that to be. No more can you say, well, I can't have this because I don't have that. No, because we actually put into place everything you need: business, wellness, life, mindset, trucking, employment opportunities. We're putting everything out for free for the general audience can listen to all these podcasts for free on our network. We're not charging you a subscription right now. It's for free. So take advantage of it. Some of these people coaching packages it's very expensive because they worth it. Like mine, we worth it. But they're doing this to give back to all of you. So come on, if you have a podcast, you have a TV show, let us flip it to a podcast. If you have a podcast and you want to get it out there, because our network already reached 350 million homes. We're on iHeart. We're on Spotify. We're on Google. We're on all these different little things, right? Amazon Music. You can benefit from that. We did the work. You just come on. And it's only select. We're only going to build up. First phase, 25. Second phase is 100. And then after that, whatever God say. Because I only got them two numbers, 25 and 100. So he only gave me them two numbers. I don't know. But
wow. Y'all don't want to miss these opportunities, because this woman, if you can't look at a person that's living the example of what she's practicing, what she preaches, then she has gone from Paralyzed to best-selling author to TV Media Network owner and epic business leaders. Also, you deal heavily with being one of the largest homeschool, if I'm not mistaken, homeschool groups. Tell us about that, and we're going to get ready to close out.
Yes, I'm the co-founder of Melanated Homeschool and Family Support Group, which is the largest Facebook group for homeschoolers of color. So I went from just being a member to a moderator to an admin, co-founder. I've been there pretty much from the beginning. And basically, we provide help with them with homeschooling, business, wellness, life. I always stick with business, wellness, life. That's what I do. That's my life. And so you come there, get support from other homeschoolers. We're global, from all over the world, to support you on this homeschooling journey. And you can connect with people from your state or your country to just grow, just having a safe place to talk and to learn. Because homeschooling can be difficult if you don't know how to navigate.
Yes, I'm going to be joining that
with the pandemic. So we're here to help.
I was like, look here, I did not know I was going to be somebody's principal. I'm like, I'm the what? Like, girl, you go sit down and do that schoolwork, right?
My baby graduated. My daughter actually graduates in May, and she already got her 5 certifications. She's going into pet education, got a pet psychology certification. She just graduated that last week. She graduated with 5 certifications along with her diploma. So she's like, she loves animals. Oh my goodness. Like, so I said, well,
my daughter does too. So I'm even more intrigued, because she likes exotic animals and different things. And she wanted to be an exotic animal vet, but I'm not sure if she still does. You know how we change when we're younger. I'm thinking she still might, but I know she likes gardening and animation. She draws stuff from scratch. But I would like some animation programs that I could help set her up for. That would be really, and she's writing a book. She's on chapter 15 of her book. But she has to get it, I said, well, when do you want to get it published? She said, Mom, I want to get to about 50 chapters before. I'm like, what? 50? She writing a science fiction, not fantasy novel. Okay. But God will make our children better than us, right?
You got it every time.
I wrote a chapter and I was happy.
You and I both. Like, yay! 1,500 words.
She done wrote 15 15 chapters. The thing
15
about that big, I was like, well, I think we should publish it now. And she's like, no, Mom,
No.
it has to be about 40, 50 chapters, and I'll let you know when. I'm like, girl, bye.
Hey, let them handle it. My daughter got about 30 books she ain't published yet. She's like, not yet. Mom, like, you on book 30. Like, when are we gonna publish one? Mama, let it go.
Go ahead, do you. I'm here to support you as your mom. Okay, listen, everybody. We have had the best discussion with Dr. Tina Ramsay today. It is time for us to get ready to end today's broadcast, but I do want to let you know that tomorrow, please be in your virtual seats. We're going to talk about how to unmask fear with Natasha Halliday. And she's a therapist, social worker, speaker, comedian, registered social worker, and definitely from a mental health perspective, if you know anyone that just would benefit from doing all of this stuff that's been happening, how to unmask fear. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Then we're going to be talking with Shanna Gordine, and she's talking about faith or fear. Obviously, we want to take the faith route versus fear. So we're going to be talking with her as well. We have quite a few great show guests lined up for you this week. And actually on Freestyle Friday, my bestie Sean's going to be back on Freestyle Friday, along with our panelists of experts. So make sure y'all are in your virtual seats all this week at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think I should at least tell you guys that I want you to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. If you haven't already done so, take a minute, go to our YouTube channel. Don't just hit the subscribe button, but watch some of the episodes that maybe you missed and give those watch hours, okay? Subscribe, turn that notification bell to all. If you're so inclined, please go ahead and support the Kim Jacobs Show financially. This gives us an opportunity to provide balance to the world, one household at a time. And it's only through your community contributions. So here are some ways that you can do that. And for the podcast listeners, Cash App, $ Kim Jacobs Inc. is one way that you can do it, and paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. if it's through PayPal. And final announcement that I'll make too is that if you'd like to start your own talk show from scratch, or you like to be able to work this platform that you see me working here, we offer some program, the masterclass that's available to you. I work with you one-on-one for 6 consecutive weeks or for 4 consecutive weeks, 1 hour per week, depending upon what course you take. And we do have financing available now, which is 360 days, same as cash, or 180 days, same as cash, with 0 interest. So it's some great offers here. So go to KimJacobsConsulting.com. What are your closing thoughts, Dr. Tina? Because I know we had started a few minutes late, so I wanted to give you that full hour.
Well, I just want everyone to know that you have everything inside of you to make whatever it is work. Even your health cannot be an excuse. God pulled me through the fire in order for me to be an impactful person in life. And I had to own it. I want to be in the back pew, but he said, no, your time is to be in the front for now, because I'm using you. So when you get your assignment, walk in it, because when you do, blessings come from being obedient. And so everything that you see that's happening to me now is due to me being obedient and allowing him to direct my steps. I can't, all this credit and stuff comes from him. I mean, without him, I'm nothing, put it like that. So find whatever it is that you need to find to give you that confidence. But for me, it's God, and it will always be him.
Same with me. For me, it's God as well. Aunt Jenny, don't worry. I see you say you missed the show. You can go back and watch the replay at any time. Actually, go watch it on YouTube. That way I get a chance to get those watch hours, okay? But it's on the Kim Jacobs Show on YouTube, and you can definitely share with your friends as well. Thank you for even being here at this moment. Wow. Go find your passion and whatever your fueling source is, cling on to it and just do this thing. I am so grateful for you being here today, Dr. Tina. And I'm glad you can walk, you can talk, you can praise, you can dance, you got your boo, your Boaz, your family. I'm so grateful that God smiled on you this way.
Mm-hmm.
Very
and
good.
I'm still amazed that he do. I'm like, what do you see? I'm like, thank you.
Well, I see a bright, shining star. That's what I see. A beautiful soul that just comes right through the South Carolina airways over there, all the way over here to Charlotte. So Thank you for being you, and thank you for letting God use you the way that he has. I will say, guys, this is our final episode sponsor that I want to bring to your attention, which is Lamb Funeral Home. Lamb Funeral Home is certified in all 50 states, so it doesn't matter where you're located, but you can call them at 704-782-3011. They have over 28 years of funeral home experience. And so if you need to know about like what to expect when it comes to pre-planning or immediate needs or funeral pre-planning, give them a call today, 704-782-3011. Mr. Terry Lamb is also a veteran, so he knows all the ins and outs of the veteran benefits that are available to you if you're in the military or a spouse of a military person or a actual adult child dependent of a veteran. All right, 704-782-3011. All right, that's our show today, everybody. Dr. Tina, if you stay backstage for a minute, I'd love to continue to talk to you for a brief moment. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. God bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.